Leading off our discussion tonight is the Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin of Wisconsin. She's a member of the Appropriations Committee and the Department of Defense Subcommittee. Senator, good to see you. Nice to see you on the show tonight.
See you.
I don't know where to start. This Pete Hegseth continuous answer about prior administrations have not been able to tackle this. There was a prior administration in 2015 that actually tackled this, that actually dealt with the ability to monitor and police Iran's nuclear ambitions, and it succeeded until I'm trying to think, what was the thing that made the Iran nuclear deal fall apart? Oh, Donald Trump pulling out of it in 2018.
Donald Trump ripped it up, right?
Yes.
I mean, this is just so absurd to hear what this war has cost, this war of choice. We weren't under any imminent threat of attack. And not only do we find ourselves in a worse situation with regard to Iran's nuclear program because Donald Trump ripped up that 2015 agreement that included intrusive international inspections into their nuclear program. But all these days into this conflict, we see the Straits of Hormuz remaining closed, gas prices here going from $3 to $5 across this country, and we see a more hardline regime in Iran that still possesses their nuclear material.
Yeah.
So we've gone backwards, not forwards, with this war of choice.
It's strange because Donald Trump said we obliterated their nuclear capability last June in a 12-day attack. Tulsi Gabbard, whether one believes she knows what she's talking about or not, said that Iran did not do anything about that. They did not increase their nuclear ability, nor were they intending to. So not only is this sort of a war of choice in which we were not facing an imminent attack, but there isn't even consensus in the intelligence. Well, there's a lot of consensus in the intelligence community that none of this was true, that none of the things they continue to say to us about what happened are true. So I don't know how you're supposed to believe a $25 billion budget or a $29 billion budget or the justification for $1.5 trillion, which I believe is more money than the next 44 countries on Earth spend on their military.
That is the case. And right now, we are seeing this administration ask for an astronomical increase in defense spending after a war of choice that has resulted in our taking steps backwards, not forward. You outlined so eloquently at the beginning of the show some of the consequences and how this war is being paid for and how it would be moving forward. You know, we last year had Trump's, what he called his big, beautiful bill that gave tax breaks to profitable corporations and billionaires while cutting SNAP and cutting Medicaid.
Yeah.
We heard my colleague, Senator Patty Murray, talk about his pledge to do away with child care. He is cutting services to the American people. At the same time, he is proposing to add greatly to our deficit. This will be the largest deficit increase in history if it's allowed to move forward. The American people don't support this war, and they are paying for it, whether it's the loss of life of our service members, the many who are injured, whether it is the price of gas. My farmers are struggling so mightily right now because their fertilizer prices have skyrocketed. It's planting season, and most of them can't afford all the fertilizer they need to start their planting. Diesel fuel is at a record high in Wisconsin. And so the American people are paying the price for this war.
So whether or not you drive a car, or I've had people telling me they bought an electric car, it doesn't matter, because if you buy food, you need diesel for the food, you need diesel for the agriculture, and then you need the ability to transport that food. And yet when Patty Murray did ask Pete Hegseth about child care and things like that, he answered with fraud. He said, we're gonna cut fraud. Well, it's like they just don't answer the question that's being asked of them.
They don't want to admit the facts. but we can see the facts. We can see it when we go to the gas pump. We can see it when we go to the grocery store. And we know that they have in the works massive cuts to healthcare and massive increases in healthcare costs for the American people. They failed to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits. They're cutting Medicaid, and we see so many fewer people enrolling in healthcare this year over last because of this president's recklessness, and including and in many ways because of this war of choice in Iran.
Senator, good to talk to you. Thank you for being with us tonight. The Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin is a member of the Appropriations Committee. Thank you.